Hello, this is Vicky from the Spellbound Bead Company, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a sweet little daisy chain bracelet. What you'll need for this project is a size 10 needle and some Nymo thread. About 1.5 meters should suffice for a 7-inch bracelet. You're going to need 3 colours of size 10 seed beads. So I've got a matte lime for the background, for the stem colour. I've got a gloss cerise for the flower colour, and then I've got a chalk marigold that I'm using for the flower centres. You're also going to need a pair of Calotte Crimps and a clasp of your choice. I've got a little bolt ring and tag here, and I've used a larger one on the sample that I've just made there. So let's get started. We're going to start by picking up just a seed bead. I'm using one of the green ones because it's the first one I've picked up, but it doesn't really matter because this is going to sit inside the Calotte Crimp. So what I've done is I've brought it down to a couple of centimetres, couple of inches from the end of the thread, and I'm just going to tie a double knot around the bead. I'm just going to do that a second time to make sure that's nice and secure. Okay, so the bead is sitting inside the knot and that's not going anywhere. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up through the hole in the centre of the Calotte Crimp, just where the 2 cups join, and I'm going to go from the sort of inside of the cup to the outside there. And that will sit, and that bead will hold just inside there, so nothing's going to move, and that will hold the end of your bracelet inside the Calotte Crimp, which will finish off when we finish off the bracelet. So to make the actual daisy motif, we're going to start by picking up 6 of the green beads and then 6 of the pink beads. 4, 5, 6. Slide those all down to the end of your work, so to by the Calotte Crimp, and then we're just going to go through that first pink bead in the same direction as before to bring them into a circle, bring those 6 beads into a circle. Okay, then I'm going to pick up one of the orange beads for the centre of the flower, and I'm going to count round 3 beads from where my thread's coming out. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in from the side of the bead that's opposite, so that where the thread's exiting. So if you normally you'd go 1, 2, 3 and come out this way, I'm going out this way. So what that will do is it will draw that little orange bead to sit in the centre of the flower, like so. And that is essentially what we're going to do for the length of the bracelet. So we're going to pick up 6 of the stalks, 6 flowers, or petals if you prefer, 3, 5, 6, slide those down, around into a circle, so just through that one again, pick up a centre and count round 1, 2, 3, and again. And this is nice and repetitive. So you could use a couple of different colours for your flowers if you wanted to. So you could alternate up the length of your bracelet. You can actually use a slightly larger bead for the flower if you want to. So if you wanted to use a size 8 seed bead for the flower, then for the petals in the middle, if you use the same size for both of those, this would work in the same way. You could use size 8s for the whole thing if you want something that's a little bit chunkier. You'll need slightly fewer repeats as well, because obviously that will take up a little more length. You might want to have a look and decide that you want to use a shorter length of stringing between your flowers. You might want to make it longer. The other thing that you can do that's really nice is you can make it double stranded. So when I get to the end of this to attach the clasp, what I'll do is I will show you how to make a 2 or 3 strand bracelet if you wanted to do that. So, which is a pretty variation. So there we go. Oops. And there. And again, if you're only making little short lengths like this, you can actually get quite a lot out of a single pot of seed beads. So it's a great one if you're wanting to make things that are you'd be able to sell to make a profit at a fundraiser or something like that, because you know, a couple of pots of seed beads in different colours, reel of thread, a needle if you haven't got one, half a dozen pairs of Calotte Crimps and clasps, and you've actually got yourself quite a nice selection of little bracelets. It's great for using up your oddments again as a real, you know, as long as you've got 6 beads of each colour, you could make every flower a different colour if you wanted, and to be honest, you don't even have to have all your petals the same colour. So you've got as many variations as you can think of again. So we'll go through this. And you're just going to keep doing this till you get to the end of the bracelet. So on this bracelet here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 flowers. So I've got 6, so we're halfway there. So I shall keep going. Oops, trying to put your arm in the beads. And we'll be there in next to no time. And then to finish off, we're just going to add a final set of 6 beads for this stem. 6. Okay. And then we'll finish off this end of the thread in the Calotte Crimp. So this is where if you wanted to make a double-stranded bracelet, you can do that as well. So come up through the hole in the Calotte Crimp from the outside to the inside, and then we're going to pick up a seed bead, and then we're going to go back through the hole in the Calotte Crimp. Or we're going to try and go back through the hole in the Calotte Crimp and not just miss it around the edge. So through the hole in the Calotte Crimp, like that. Okay, so now what you can do here is you can make a second strand of flowers. So I would offset them slightly, so I'd maybe do just a couple of beads on the end here for your stem, then make your flower motifs along. You can adjust the sizes, you could change the colours, you could do an orange flower with a pink middle if you want to go tropical, and do that. And then you can come and finish off into this Calotte Crimp here. You could add a third strand if you wanted to. Lots of different things that you can do, but I'm just going to do a single strand for this video. So what I'm going to do is finish off my thread. So I'm just going to come down through a couple of beads here, and then I'm going to tie a knot around the thread. So I'm going to go underneath and through to make a loop there, and then I'm going to come down through another couple of beads into the beads of the flower, and tie another knot there, go through another couple of beads like that. Oops. There we go, and then I'm going to trim that end off there. So don't trim your ends off right next to your knot, because you need to, if you do that, then the end of the thread can actually work back into the knot and it will work loose, which isn't something that we want to be doing. So then what we can do is this end, because we've got the double knot around the bead on this end, we can actually just trim this tail down. Again, trim it close but not right up next to the bead, and that will be nice and secure. What we're going to do now is we're going to add the clasp to the Calotte Crimp. So I'm going to put the tag end of my bolt ring, I'm going to put the tag end of my bolt ring over that hook there, and then with my round nose pliers I'm just going to pull that hook on the end of the Calotte Crimp round into a loop so that it sits with the end of the hook just inside the cup. Because then when we pinch this cup together, which you can actually do just with your thumb and forefinger, it will sit and it will hold the end of that loop nice and secure inside that Calotte Crimp. And then again the same on the other end, so we'll put the hook through the eye on the clasp. And I'm just going to turn it round, and we'll bring that round so that the end of the end of the hook is just sitting inside the cup. And then again we'll pinch that shut with our thumb and forefinger, and there you have it. 2 quick and simple daisy chain bracelets. And so you can see I've made both of these bracelets out of the same pot of beads, and you can see there's still a lot of beads left in there. So this is a great little stash buster for using up all your little odds and ends of beads. I hope you've enjoyed the videos. If you've got any comments, leave them below. Any questions, let us know. We'd love to see photos of what you've made, so you can find us on social media at Spellbound Bead Co on Instagram and the Spellbound Bead Company on Facebook. We'd love to see what you've made. If you use the hashtag #MadeItWithSpellbound, then we'll be able to find you nice and easily. Thank you for watching.